Today we will be doing the temporary underground service electrical for the new house that's to be built. So we got to the Duke Energy, and they gave us the specs that they needed. They wanted us to be from the ground to the meter box 4 to 5.5 feet tall. So we're right at 4.5 feet from the ground. Then they wanted us to have our PVC pipe going from the bottom into the ground 18 inches below grade had to be the pipe. And then we have the line, which they wanted 20 feet worth. So we got 20 feet, and we're going to just curl that up at the end here, and then we'll let them hook that into the transformer box. So right now I got everything prepped, ready to go. So the box is mounted. We do everything inside, and then I got the electrical boxes that we're going to hook up to 20 amp breakers, and we get all that ready to go. Let me open this bottom panel and get to it here. So we're good. I already bought 2 breakers, put them both in there. We got our hole ready to go for 2 outlets. This is for our main line to come into it. They want this. Make sure you put this on there. The inspector definitely wants to see that. So make sure that's on there. Now we're going to get ready to feed this in and hook it to the top of the meter. So now we fed our wire up into the meter section. So all 3 are up there, the common and 2 powers. Now I do have a 200 amp box. I know it's an overkill, but when we build the house, they want this box on the outside for the fire department to be able to pull the meter so they can work on the house. So instead of buying 2, we just said we'll buy 1, do it up now, and then we'll just transfer it to the house. And if we decide to put a camper on the ground while we're building, we got plenty of power to do whatever we like. So with a 200 amp box, we had to go with a 4-AUG wire. So the 2 solid blacks, are 4-AUG, as you can see right there. And then the common, which is the one with the stripe, is a 2-AUG. There she is. Okay, good. So that's the wire you're going to need to do 200 amp service. Again, it's an overkill, but we're going to reuse the box on the house. And this way, and if we did decide to put a camper here, we got plenty of power to do whatever we like. And again, I decided to use 2 20 amp breakers, 1 for each box. So this way, when you plug into these outlet boxes, we can not worry about tripping a breaker at all. So what I did was, I went ahead and pre-made these outlet boxes. So we did the plastic boxes. I got the watertight connections, and I went ahead with my 12-2 wire. So I got 20 amp breaker, 12-2 wire into a heavy duty box. I must say heavy duty on it. And we're going into a 20 amp GFI. And on that breaker, or that GFI, it has to say WR for weather resistance. So the inspector must see that. So from that point, we're going to get ready to hook this all up. I went ahead and did the pipe. So that's down into the ground. Again, 18 inches below grade, glued with the grade glue. Then the pipe, or the lines come out of the pipe, coming across the ditch to the transformer, which of course the energy will hook that up. Now let's take a look at the completed job. The inspector came and everything has passed. So now we just have to wait for the energy company to hook up the power to the transformer. So let's take a look at everything. So let's start over here. We got the cable ready to be hooked up to this transformer. We're on over to 2-inch pipe running into the coupling there. Let's open this up. So if you remember, this chute in the beginning of the video was up high. It was screwed up here. So once the cable was ran through, once we ran the cable up through the top, was able to come into here, ran to a power, into the other power, and then of course our neutral into the lug over here. So once we did that, we was able to drop this chute down, because you want your main lines here to be separate from this compartment here. So we got this metal chute, we dropped it down, so everything's separated. Got our breakers in, ran everything to the bars. Over here's the neutrals. And then we got to do the number 6 copper ground wire. So we hooked that into that, came straight down, and then we came out. There'll be a knockout. You can knock out that and come out. So once we come out into the ground, and we drove a rod into the ground, and then hooked that wire to the rod. So at least now everything's grounded. So all that's done. Then we have our outlet boxes. So now we have power coming down to that. So the boxes, they say extra duty. Remember, the GFIs in there are weather resistant. So the inspector looked at all that and said everything was great. So this will be complete a job. Just one more thing, when you do these wires up here into the lugs, use your anti-ox contact compound, which is here, and tighten them lugs. Put them lugs, they like to have the tension on about 20-21 pounds of square foot. So that should take care of it.